Life is a game of giving and receiving, and the law is unfailing. Every desire placed in your heart is the seed of its own fulfillment. To wish for abundance is to recognize that the universe holds infinite supply, waiting only for the key of your consciousness to open the door. The lottery is not a game of chance. It is a mirror reflecting your inner certainty, your unwavering claim upon prosperity. Many imagine the lottery as numbers tumbling in a machine, but in truth, it is the outpicturing of your own mental images. When the mind is clouded with fear, doubt, or unworthiness, the numbers scatter like startled birds. But when the heart is steady and the word is spoken with faith, the perfect combination rushes to meet you, as inevitably as a river flows to the sea. You do not beg the universe for wealth. You command it, not as a tyrant, but as an heir claiming a rightful inheritance. Your winning ticket exists now, in the realm of the unseen, waiting for your acceptance. It has no power to hide from you, for what is yours cannot be kept from you. The moment you align your thoughts with certainty, the sequence of events that leads to your victory is set into motion. You must understand that money is a symbol, a token of exchange, but wealth is a vibration. Those who win without inner readiness often lose as quickly as they gain, for they have claimed the fruit without tending the tree. The true teaching is not merely to hold a winning ticket, but to hold the consciousness of one who always wins, who walks in harmony with the law of supply. The lottery is a stage upon which you may rehearse this truth. You imagine the feel of the ticket in your hand. You see the numbers clearly. You hear the voice announcing your win. You feel the rush of gratitude, not because you hope it will happen, but because you know it has already happened in the invisible before it appears in the visible. You speak the word of success, and your word does not return void. This is not superstition, nor blind luck, but the deliberate practice of spiritual law. You plant the seed of intention in the rich soil of belief, water it daily with spoken affirmation, and shield it from the weeds of fear. You know that harvest is certain, for the law does not fail. The lottery, then, is simply one channel through which the river of supply may flow. But you must never look to the channel as the source. The source is infinite, and the channel is but a path chosen for your blessing. When you release all sense of struggle, the numbers align, the ticket appears, and you step into your rightful place among the prosperous. If you want, I can also craft the next section where this style moves into specific affirmations and mental imagery exercises for lottery consciousness. That would make the whole speech flow like a complete metaphysical lecture. The lottery reflects your inner state of consciousness, because every event, every opportunity, every so-called coincidence in your life is drawn to you by the vibration you hold in your mind and heart. Nothing enters your experience without first passing through the gateway of your belief. The outer world is but a screen upon which your inner pictures are projected. If you imagine that the lottery is ruled by blind chance, you will approach it with the spirit of uncertainty, and that uncertainty will write itself into your results. But when you understand that the numbers, the ticket, the win are all forms that take shape according to the mold of your thought, you begin to see that you are never at the mercy of the draw. You are the architect of the draw itself. The subconscious mind, once impressed with a definite image, works ceaselessly to bring it into form. It summons ideas, situations, and impulses that guide you toward your desired outcome, often in ways your rational mind could never predict. You may feel led to buy a ticket on a certain day, from a certain store, or to choose a certain set of numbers without knowing why. But these are not random urges. They are the unfoldment of the pattern you have impressed upon your inner world. If the inner state is clouded with fear, you will notice hesitation at every step. You may buy a ticket yet secretly believe, I probably won't win. That belief plants a seed of defeat before the draw even occurs. The law of mind is exact. What you deeply feel and believe will appear in your outer life. If the deep belief is that money is scarce, that luck is rare, that others win but not you, then the lottery becomes a mirror faithfully reflecting those convictions. Even if you momentarily wish for abundance, if beneath the wish lies a foundation of doubt, the reflection remains unchanged. The outer result cannot violate the inner blueprint. When you shift the state of consciousness to one of certainty, the reflection changes accordingly. You do not wait for the numbers to come up in your favor to feel like a winner. You begin to feel like a winner now, before there is any physical evidence. The inner state must precede the outer manifestation. This is the same principle that governs a seed and its plant. You would never expect a barren field to bloom unless the seed was planted first. In the same way, you cannot expect the draw to align with your desire unless you have first planted the seed of victory in your consciousness. The emotions you carry act as the light or shadow over this inner seed. Gratitude, joy, and expectancy nourish it, fear, anxiety, and disbelief smother it. That is why two people can play the same numbers on the same day. Yet one wins and the other does not. Not because fate has played favorites, but because their inner states were entirely different. One approached with a steady knowing, the other with a fleeting hope tangled in doubt. The law cannot be deceived. It responds to what is deeply impressed, not to what is casually wished. The lottery reflects your sense of worthiness as well. If deep within you believe you are unworthy of great wealth, you may unconsciously push away the very opportunity to receive it. You might forget to buy the ticket on the crucial day, or choose numbers you feel don't matter, or be drawn to combinations that fail to match. All of this is the subconscious aligning the outer events with your inner state. Conversely, when you accept that you are worthy, that abundance is your birthright, you begin to act in harmony with that acceptance. Your choices, your timing, and your instincts align in ways that match your inner image. It is not necessary to force or strain to make this alignment happen. In fact, force and strain are signs that you are doubting the process, believing you must manipulate the outer world instead of adjusting the inner. The key is to dwell in the feeling of already having won, of already possessing the thing you desire. You see the numbers in your mind's eye. You imagine holding the ticket and reading the results. You hear the announcement and feel the rush of confirmation. These mental pictures are not idle fantasies. They are blueprints that the subconscious accepts as instructions. The more vivid and real you make them, the more faithfully the outer world will reflect them. When you understand this, the lottery becomes less a matter of hoping to win, and more an exercise in creative consciousness. You no longer approach it as a powerless participant waiting for chance to favor you. You approach it as the creator of your own fortune, knowing that the outer draw is a reflection of the inner draw you have already made. The numbers in the machine are merely symbols, moving in accordance with the pattern you have set in the unseen. Even the urge to play, the choice of where to buy the ticket, and the selection of numbers are part of the reflection. They are shaped by the inner image you have cultivated. You can observe this in small ways before it shows itself in large ones. If you hold the consciousness of finding money, you may first notice coins on the ground, unexpected refunds, or small winnings. These are the early reflections, signs that your inner state is beginning to align. Many dismiss these as trivial, but to one who understands the law, they are evidence that the mirror is shifting. By honoring these small reflections with gratitude, you strengthen the inner state that produces larger ones. The reflection is never late, never early. It appears in perfect correspondence with the image held within. If the image is clear and the feeling is steady, the outer match must come. But if the image is blurry or contradicted by fear, the reflection will be equally unclear. The lottery, therefore, is not a game against odds, but a measurement of inner certainty. The so-called odds apply to those who play without awareness of this principle. For the one who plays from the position of inner mastery, the odds become irrelevant. The moment you grasp that the lottery reflects your inner state of consciousness, you see that the real work is not in the buying of the ticket, but in the preparation of the mind. The draw is a public event, but the true victory happens in the private chambers of thought and feeling. Once the inner win is secured, the outer win is inevitable, because the outer must reflect the inner with unerring accuracy. Wealth is a vibration, not merely money. Because true abundance is not measured in coins or paper, but in the frequency you hold in your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Money is only one of the physical expressions of this vibration, a symbol that represents a deeper state of being. To seek only money without cultivating the vibration of wealth is like seeking the fruit without tending the tree. You may grasp a single harvest, but without the root and the soil to sustain it, it will not last. The vibration of wealth is the steady, unwavering sense of sufficiency, gratitude, and expansion that draws to you all forms of prosperity, money, opportunities, relationships, and creative ideas, because it is the natural resonance of one who knows they are connected to infinite supply. Everything in the universe moves in patterns of energy, and your thoughts and feelings are no exception. When you dwell in the feeling of lack, your vibration contracts. You emit a signal of limitation, and by the law of correspondence, you draw to yourself outer circumstances that match that contraction. When you hold the feeling of abundance, your vibration expands, and the world mirrors that expansion with increased opportunities, unexpected channels of income, and situations that confirm your wealth. This is why two people with the same income can live entirely different experiences. One may constantly feel there is never enough, while the other feels rich in every way. The difference is not the number in the bank account, but the vibration they hold. Wealth as a vibration begins in consciousness. You cultivate it by what you repeatedly tell yourself, by the mental pictures you entertain, and by the emotional states you allow to linger. If you speak words of poverty, telling yourself and others how little you have, you are tuning your vibration to scarcity. If you speak words of sufficiency, gratitude, and expectancy, you are tuning your vibration to prosperity. The outer form always follows the inner tone, just as a radio broadcast follows the frequency to which the receiver is tuned. You cannot expect to receive the music of abundance while your dial is set to the station of lack. Money itself is neutral, like clay waiting for the potter's hands. It takes shape according to the vibration you bring to it. A person who acquires money while holding the vibration of fear will spend, hoard, or lose it in ways that match that fear. A person who acquires money while holding the vibration of abundance will use, grow, and attract more of it in harmony with that abundance. The vibration is the true source, money is only the echo. To chase the echo without connecting to the source is to work endlessly with little lasting result. You can feel the vibration of wealth, even before a single coin arrives in your hand. You feel it in the confidence that your needs are met, in the calm knowing that opportunities are always flowing, in the deep gratitude for what already surrounds you. This vibration sends out a magnetic signal, drawing in situations that match it. Much like a tuning fork, causing other objects of the same frequency to vibrate. The wealthy vibration does not wait for evidence before it feels wealthy. It produces the evidence by being held steadily in thought and emotion. To cultivate this vibration, you must release the inner patterns that contradict it. Resentment toward the wealthy, fear of losing what you have, belief that there is not enough for everyone. These are dissonant notes that weaken the resonance of abundance. You replace them with thoughts that affirm the infinite nature of supply, with feelings of joy when others prosper, and with a generous spirit that proves to yourself that you already have more than enough to give. The act of giving, whether of money, time, or encouragement, lifts your vibration because it is the movement of abundance itself. Stagnation is the sign of fear, circulation is the sign of wealth. Your environment can also affect your vibration. Surrounding yourself with order, beauty, and symbols of success strengthens the inner state of abundance. Living in chaos, clutter, or constant reminders of limitation can pull your vibration down to match those conditions. This is not about extravagance but about resonance. Placing yourself in surroundings that affirm the state you choose to embody. Even small acts, like arranging a clean workspace, wearing clothes that make you feel confident, or keeping a crisp banknote in your wallet, can serve as anchors for the wealthy vibration. It is important to understand that the vibration of wealth is steady, not erratic. When your inner state swings between abundance and fear, your outer results will also fluctuate. Consistency in thought and feeling is the foundation of sustained prosperity. This is why daily practices such as affirmations, visualization, or quiet moments of gratitude are so powerful. They reinforce the vibration until it becomes your natural state. Once it becomes natural, you no longer need to force it, it simply radiates from you, drawing wealth in all its forms. Wealth as a vibration transcends the form it takes. A windfall of money is only one channel through which the vibration may express. It may also appear as a new opportunity, a sudden solution to a problem, a helpful connection, or a free resource that saves you expenses. When you are tuned to the vibration, you recognize these forms as part of your abundance, even if they are not direct cash in hand. This recognition further strengthens your vibration, because it affirms that the law is working in your favor in countless ways. The lottery, in this light, becomes another possible channel, not the source itself. The ticket is a prop in the theater of manifestation, the real script is written in your vibration. Those who approach the lottery with desperation are often holding a vibration of lack, using the hope of a win to escape their current state. The vibration of wealth does not escape, it expands. It approaches the game with lightness, certainty, and a sense of play, knowing that the channel is secondary to the vibration itself. The vibration of wealth is self-reinforcing. Once you begin to experience even small results from holding it, your confidence grows, and that confidence increases the vibration further. It is like a wheel that spins faster with each push, eventually moving with its own momentum. This is why people who have cultivated the wealthy vibration seem to attract more and more without effort. They are riding the momentum of alignment. You can begin to align with this vibration now, not by waiting for outer proof, but by practicing the feelings, thoughts, and actions that match it. Speak as one who already lives in abundance. Act as one who trusts in endless supply. Think as one whose wealth is not dependent on the whims of the outer world. The more you do this, the more the outer world must bend to match the inner state, for it cannot resist the pull of a vibration held with clarity and conviction. What is yours cannot be kept from you, because the law of divine order is absolute, and that which is rightfully yours by the pattern of your soul must find its way into your experience, regardless of appearances or delays. Every desire that is pure, every vision that is in harmony with your highest good, is already yours in the unseen before you ever reach for it in the visible. It exists in the perfect pattern of infinite supply, awaiting only the moment when your consciousness aligns with it fully. No person, no circumstance, no seeming obstacle can truly take it from you, for it is bound to you by the immutable threads of spiritual law. Even if it appears that another has taken what you long for, or that chance has passed you by, in truth, the thing that is meant for you cannot be claimed by another. It is not theirs to hold, and if it is diverted for a time, it will find another path back to you. This truth is not limited to relationships or opportunities. It applies equally to wealth, success, and the channels through which they come. If a certain amount of money, a specific job, or even a winning ticket is part of your divine pattern, it will be brought into your possession through the most natural sequence of events. The outer world may seem to shuffle the pieces in unexpected ways, but behind the scenes, the law is arranging every detail so that the right thing reaches the right person at the right time. You are never in competition for what is yours, because the infinite has already reserved it for you. To believe otherwise is to fall into the illusion of scarcity, thinking that life is a scramble for limited goods. In reality, there is no shortage, only the perfect distribution of what belongs to each according to their inner claim. Fear that you might miss your chance or lose your place is often the very thought that delays what is yours. When you are anxious, you are imagining separation from your good, and in doing so, you hold yourself apart from it. The way to dissolve this is to rest in the certainty that the good you seek is already yours, that it is in motion toward you, as surely as the sunrise is in motion toward the horizon. When you stand in that certainty, you open the way for it to appear swiftly, for there is no longer resistance in your vibration. The universe responds to your knowing by moving the pieces into view. What is yours is not always revealed through the channel you expect. You may set your heart on a specific path, believing that it is the only way your good can reach you, but the law may use an entirely different route. The outer form may shift, the names and places may change, but the essence of the thing, its quality, its joy, its fulfillment, remains exactly as it was in your vision. If a door closes, it is only because the law has found a quicker or cleaner path for your good to arrive. Trusting this removes the sting from seeming setbacks, for you understand they are not losses, but redirections toward what is rightfully yours. The same principle applies to the lottery or any other form of gain. If the winning ticket is yours by divine pattern, nothing can hide it from you. You will be led to it by impulse, by timing, by the gentle nudges of intuition. Even if you were to forget to play one day, another opportunity would arise, for the law is not bound to a single moment. The magnetic pull between you and your rightful good cannot be broken by delay or detour. The more you trust this, the more effortlessly the meeting takes place. This law is also why you need not grasp or cling to anything. Clinging comes from fear, the belief that something can be taken from you. But what is truly yours is anchored beyond the reach of theft or loss. If it appears to slip away, either it was never truly yours, or it is circling back to you in a greater form. There is freedom in this knowing. You can release the strain of chasing and instead move in calm expectancy, confident that the stream of life carries your portion to you without fail. What is yours cannot be kept from you, because the connection is not forged in the material realm, but in the realm of thought and spirit. The outer object or event is simply the shadow of an inner reality. If you hold the inner reality steadily, the shadow must take shape accordingly. Even if someone else holds the outer form for a time, if it is truly yours, the circumstances will rearrange themselves so that it returns to you. You may have seen this in small ways. Things misplaced that find their way back, opportunities that seemed gone but reappear unexpectedly. These are reminders of a greater truth at work. There is no need to envy what another possesses, for if it is not yours, it will not satisfy you, and if it is yours, it will come without strain. Envy lowers the vibration and affirms the belief in separation from your own good. Gratitude, on the other hand, strengthens the bond between you and what belongs to you. By giving thanks for it in advance, you affirm its presence in the unseen and draw it more quickly into the seen. Gratitude shifts your attention from what seems absent to what is already assured, and in doing so, you create the mental conditions for it to appear. The flow of life is exact. The same precision that keeps the planets in motion governs the arrival of your good. You cannot be late for what is yours, nor can you arrive too early and find it unready. The timing is always perfect, even if the outer mind resists it. Trusting this allows you to move without haste, without the feeling of racing against time. You become a willing participant in the unfolding rather than a restless pursuer of what seems out of reach. When you live in this awareness, the fear of loss dissolves. You stop measuring your security by what you can see in your hands, because you understand that the real security is in the unbreakable law that governs the distribution of all good. You stop grasping at opportunities in panic, because you know that what is meant for you cannot be missed. You stop regretting what has passed, because if it was yours, it will return, and if it does not return, it was not yours, and something greater will take its place. The knowledge that what is yours cannot be kept from you restores peace to the mind and steadiness to the heart. It allows you to participate in life with joy rather than tension, to act from inspiration rather than desperation. You can take every step with confidence, knowing that each movement brings you closer to to what is already bound to you in the unseen, and that the arrival is as certain as the fulfillment of any other law in the universe. Speak the word of success with unwavering faith, because the spoken word is a creative force, shaping the substance of the unseen into form. Every word carries a vibration, and when it is spoken with conviction, it impresses upon the subconscious mind, which in turn directs all circumstances to match the tone of that declaration. Words are not empty sounds, they are commands to the invisible. They travel into the realm where ideas are shaped, possibilities are assembled, and events are set into motion. To speak the word of success is to send forth a decree that your victory is inevitable, that your path is already open, and that nothing can stand against the fulfillment of your desire. Faith is the substance that gives weight to your words. Without faith, words are scattered seeds thrown upon rocky ground. They may make a brief impression but fail to take root. With faith, every word becomes a seed planted in fertile soil, sure to grow and bear fruit in its season. Unwavering faith means there is no double-mindedness, no hidden contradiction within you. You do not speak prosperity in the morning and despair in the evening. You do not affirm success one moment and confess defeat the next. Your word remains consistent because it springs from the deep knowing that what you declare is already accomplished in the unseen. To speak the word of success is not to plead or beg. Begging assumes the outcome is uncertain, that someone or something outside of you must be persuaded to grant your desire. Speaking with faith assumes the outcome is already secured, and that your word is simply calling it into visible form. The tone of your voice, the clarity of your statement, and the feeling that accompanies it all serve to impress the subconscious more deeply. When the subconscious accepts the declaration, it goes to work without hesitation, arranging every detail necessary to bring about the result. The spoken word also bypasses much of the resistance that can exist in thought alone. Thoughts can waver and drift, but the act of speaking crystallizes them into definite form. Each time you speak success aloud, you reinforce the mental image, making it more vivid and harder for doubt to erase. The vibration of the spoken word moves through your own body, altering your energy, and radiates outward, influencing the field of circumstances around you. Those who understand this principle speak deliberately, never carelessly declaring lack or failure, for they know each word carries a seed of manifestation. Speaking the word with unwavering faith requires discipline. It means catching yourself before you give voice to fear or frustration. It means replacing idle or negative speech with affirmations of the reality you wish to experience. If you are seeking to win the lottery, for example, you do not say, "I hope I win," for hope leaves room for uncertainty. You say, "I give thanks that my winning ticket is in my possession," or "The numbers are aligning for my perfect victory," and you speak these words as though the event has already occurred. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes to speak from fulfillment rather than from longing. The power of unwavering faith lies in its constancy. A single declaration, no matter how strong, can be weakened if followed by days of contradiction. Faith is like a steady current. It must flow without interruption to carry you to the destination. Those who speak one day and doubt the next are like sailors who set their sails for one shore, but change course with every shifting wind. Unwavering faith holds the course until the harbor is reached, regardless of the waves or storms along the way. There is also a hidden aspect to speaking the word of success with faith, the emotional tone you attach to your words. Words spoken without feeling are like arrows without force. They fall short. Words spoken with the emotion of certainty, joy, and gratitude carry power far beyond their literal meaning. The subconscious responds more to feeling than to logic. It takes your emotion as proof of reality. When you speak the word of success and feel the triumph of it in your body, you are sending the strongest possible command to the unseen forces that shape your life. You can strengthen your unwavering faith by surrounding yourself with reminders of your success. This might be symbols, images, or even people who reinforce your vision rather than contradict it. Each time you see these reminders, speak your word again. Let it become a living habit, as natural as breathing. Over time, the repetition builds an inner momentum, and your word begins to feel less like a statement of intent and more like a statement of fact. That is the tipping point where manifestation accelerates. The spoken word has another quality. It creates a vibration that others can sense, consciously or unconsciously. People respond differently to you when you speak from the place of certainty. Opportunities may be offered, help may come without you asking, and doors may open that seemed closed before. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of the energy you are projecting through your speech. When you speak success, you carry yourself as one who is already successful, and the outer world adjusts accordingly. It is important to speak the word of success, not only in private, but also in your everyday interactions. This does not mean broadcasting your plans or boasting, but rather maintaining a tone of confidence and expectation in all conversations. You speak as one who is guided, provided for, and assured of victory. Even casual words carry weight, and by holding to this tone, you keep your vibration steady throughout the day. There will be moments when appearances seem to contradict your word. This is when unwavering faith is tested and strengthened. In those moments, you speak your word even more firmly. For you understand that appearances are temporary and that the unseen is always working in your favor. You do not let circumstances dictate your speech. You let your speech dictate your circumstances. This is the mark of one who truly understands the creative power of the word. Speaking the word of success with unwavering faith is not about forcing the universe to comply. It is about aligning yourself so completely with the reality you desire that there is no room for any other outcome. You are not trying to make something happen. You are declaring what is already yours in truth, and your declaration draws it into view. Every time you speak with faith, you reinforce that alignment, until the outer result must appear as naturally as a reflection appears in a mirror when the object is placed before it. When this becomes your habit, you stop measuring your progress by the evidence around you and start measuring it by the strength of your conviction. You know that each word spoken with faith is a step closer to its physical expression, and so you speak not from need, but from knowing. You understand that your word is law to your own life, and that by holding it unwaveringly, you are shaping the future with precision and power. The source is infinite. The lottery is only a channel because true supply does not come from any single event, person, or circumstance. The origin of all abundance is the infinite intelligence and power that flows through all life. Money, opportunities, windfalls, and even a lottery win are simply expressions of this underlying source, which has countless ways to bring prosperity into your experience. When you mistake the channel for the source, you limit the ways in which your good can reach you, binding it to a single path, and often blocking the flow that could come through other means. When you remember that the source is infinite, you release the need to grasp at one avenue, and you open yourself to the endless variety of channels through which abundance can appear. The infinite source is like an ocean, vast and unending, while each channel is like a single stream flowing from it. To focus only on one stream is to forget that the ocean itself cannot be exhausted. If one stream dries up, another can open instantly, because the supply itself has not diminished. This is why those who understand spiritual law can lose one source of income, and yet quickly find another, sometimes greater than before. They are not dependent on the form, only on the principle behind it. They know that the form can change 1,000 times, but the source is eternal. The lottery is a vivid example of a channel, because it is a specific path through which money might reach you. It is not inherently different from any other channel, except that people often load it with emotional significance, imagining it as the one decisive event that will change everything. But the truth is that it is only one of many possible routes. You may win the lottery, or you may receive the same or greater abundance through a completely different avenue. A gift, a business idea, an unexpected payment, or a chain of opportunities that multiplies your wealth. When you tie your abundance to the lottery alone, you risk closing the door to the other channels the infinite could use to deliver your good. Recognizing the source as infinite frees you from desperation. Desperation comes from believing there are only limited opportunities, and that if you miss one, you have lost your chance. When you stand in the awareness that the supply is limitless, you approach the lottery not with fear that you must win or else, but with calm expectancy that your abundance is assured and the lottery is one delightful possibility among many. This attitude actually makes you more receptive, because you are no longer contracting your energy with the tension of need. When you play the lottery while knowing the source is infinite, you treat the ticket as a symbol, not as the sole cause of your prosperity. You may still visualize and affirm a win, but you hold no attachment to it as the only way. You understand that the infinite can bring the same joy, freedom, and resources to you through any number of means. This flexibility of mind keeps the channels open and allows the law to work with maximum efficiency, using whichever route is most direct. The infinite source is not bound by human logic or statistics. Where the mind sees odds and probabilities, the infinite sees only direct paths to fulfillment. This is why unexpected channels often open when you least expect them. You may set your intention for a specific sum, and the mind may assume the lottery is the best way to receive it, but the infinite may see an easier way, an opportunity that appears overnight, a connection that leads to a major gain, or an inheritance that comes without warning. By remembering the source, you remove the blinders that keep you fixated on one channel and allow the infinite to surprise you with its generosity. Another reason to see the lottery as only a channel is that dependence on a single path can weaken your sense of security. If your sense of well-being rests entirely on winning a draw, then until that draw occurs, you live in a state of waiting and uncertainty. But when your faith rests in the infinite source, you can feel secure at all times, knowing that your good is already assured and will arrive by whatever channel is most appropriate. This steadiness of mind is itself a magnet for abundance, because it creates the vibration of already having rather than of waiting to have. When you release attachment to a single channel, you also reduce resistance. Resistance often comes in the form of worry about whether the channel will work out, fear of missing the right moment, or tension about making the correct choice. These mental states slow the flow of supply. By keeping your focus on the infinite source, you rest in the certainty that the supply is constant, regardless of the appearance of any one channel. You may take inspired action toward the lottery, but you do so with lightness, knowing that the same abundance can arrive through other means if needed. The infinite source also has the advantage of perfect timing. You may believe you want the lottery win today, but the infinite may know that receiving it next month, or through a different avenue, will be more beneficial. Trusting the source means trusting that the timing and method are always aligned with your highest good. When you hold to this trust, you avoid the emotional highs and lows that come from tying your expectations to one fixed outcome. Gratitude plays a key role in aligning with the infinite source. When you give thanks for the abundance already present in your life, you are acknowledging the presence of the source in action. This acknowledgement strengthens your connection and opens the flow for more to come. Gratitude shifts your focus from the limitation of one channel to the richness of the entire ocean. It reminds you that abundance is not something to be chased, but something to be recognized and received. In practical terms, understanding the source as infinite means you treat every channel as temporary but valuable. You may play the lottery with joy, invest in a business, work at a job, or receive gifts, but you never confuse these with the source itself. They are expressions, not origins. You can let them change, evolve, or even disappear without fear, because you know others will take their place. This freedom keeps your energy open and adaptable, qualities that allow the infinite to work without obstruction. The mind may resist this truth because it likes to plan and control. preferring to know exactly how and when things will happen. But the infinite works beyond the limits of the mind, often arranging things in ways you could not have imagined. The more you release control over the specific channel, the more room you give for the miraculous to occur. You do not need to know which stream will carry the water, only that the ocean is full and cannot fail to flow toward you. The lottery, when seen in this light, becomes a joyful game rather than a test of destiny. You can play it without fear, without burdening it with the weight of all your hopes, because you know it is simply one of countless possible paths. This allows you to approach it with the very energy, lightness, trust, expectancy, that aligns most powerfully with the flow of abundance. You step into the awareness that no single ticket, no single event, and no single moment holds your fate, because the true source of your prosperity is boundless, ever present, and endlessly resourceful in finding ways to reach you.